Pink Fohawk is a crass, vulgar, violent, raunchy podcast that is meant for immature adult audiences only. Content warning is available in the description.
Welcome to Pink Fohawk, everybody.
Let's do it!
Yeah.
My name is Ben. I'm the GM.
Hey, Ben.
Hey, hi, guys. Hi, Dan. Hi, John.
Hey.
Hi, I called you John. Hi, Dan. Hi, Christian.
How you doing?
All right, so let's get into our shadow facts. First of all, can you give me your character intros?
Hey, Shadow Punks. My name's Dan. I play Tina Bone Meal. Just a mountain of meaty troll muscle out here looking for a friend, cracking skulls and crushing balls.
Mostly crushing balls. Actually, no, mostly crushing skulls lately.
A lot of skull crushing, a lot of chain whip skull crushing action.
A lot of bumper smashing.
Other half of resume needs a little more work.
Hi, I'm Christian. I played John Anderson, former company man, kind of an 80s yuppie archetype. He's now on his own, freelancing. So he really has to get cranking on his Shadowrunning because he's no longer Mr. Big Shot, Mr. Moneybags anymore.
Do you guys have any shadow facts for me this evening?
Fuck yeah.
I'm going to let Dan go first because I need to think of a shadow fact.
Christian's gonna come up with one as we go. We had established before Tina grew up in what used to be known as Northern Idaho. It's the Salish Sheet. The first life that Tina ever took was at age 10, but notably, the 13th life she ever took was on the same day.
God damn, Tina.
What happened was, in the year 2031, a bunch of ranger forces from the Salish Sheet Council stormed a place called Hoodoo Ranch. It's a survivalist cult of trolls in the Bitterroot Mountains. Young Tina's entire family and her community of extremist troll supremacists were slaughtered, and it became known as the Bitterroot Cleanse.
Jesus.
And she was taken into juvenile custody. She was put through like a re-education program. Basically, eventually she got bounced around to different foster care homes throughout the region.
That's epic.
But yeah, that was her whole childhood. Was she didn't know anything else. She was just like, they were a bunch of like troll supremacists, and then they all kind of got really full of themselves, and they were kind of ostracized, and they kind of started this fucking cult ranch out in the boonies.
Wow.
Don't know why. Basically, the govs came in and stormed the place.
Basically like a Waco situation,
I was thinking the same thing.
but with trolls.
A Ruby Ridge kind of situation. Yeah.
Ruby Ridge.
Right. You know, it actually explains a lot. And I gotta say, Tina's doing really well for herself considering all that fucking trauma.
It does explain a lot, though, that she's a very fish out of water.
She's trying to figure out how human beings work. She's never had much of an example.
And they were all like ranger agents, humans that came in, tried to put the kibosh on the whole thing, and she slaughtered like 13 of them with her bare hands.
At 10?
Yep.
Jesus
God
Christ.
damn. Nice, dude.
Sick.
Hey, Chris, did you come up with something with that much detail and history?
Yes, while I was listening to Tina's. That's the kind of preparation that I do for you on Pink Fohawk.
He's like, John has 11 toes.
I'll spit my beer all over my microphone.
So I was trying to think of something clever after that, but I couldn't think of anything. So I'm going into the backstory that John has with Rory.
Okay.
At the company that he used to work at.
Oh, yeah.
So Stooge and John would have been higher ups at this company, and Rory was the young rook. It's customary at these big megacorps to go out with your bosses, and the bosses set the pace of like the drinking and the coke, and the young rooks have to keep up or otherwise they lose face.
Right.
And Rory is the only candidate of all the rooks they ever took out to both puke and shit his pants at the same time in front of them on like the first place that they went to. Like not even round 10, like the first place. And they both have these memories.
Did he rally though? Did he just pull out did he go buy a new pair of pants and just keep going?
He hung on the whole night, as Rory does.
He just wore his shit pants the rest of the evening.
But he was barely alive. Yeah, shit pants, like he just couldn't.
He rallied.
He was just a mess. He was a mess the rest of the night and the butt of everyone's jokes and just disgust.
Rory's the little engine that couldn't. But he hangs right in there. He stays right in there.
But John's just always seeing him as just a wet blanket.
Wow, that's amazing. I love that. You called him a shit ass in episode 1, and that makes sense.
That is true.
There you go.
All right, that's just some.
He's a shit ass.
He's a shit ass. Oh, he really was. All right. So where we left off?
No. We need a GM shadow fact.
Shadow fact. Okay.
Give it to us.
So
tell us how to play Shadowrun, Ben, because nobody fucking knows.
I'm doing my best. It's tough for me, so I can imagine if people coming new to this. It's a fucking very convoluted
play by
game.
rules, so we need some. We need some out
One
there.
thing I want to address, this is a kind of a retcon. In the first episode, I mentioned that John, that his rent was 10,000 nuyen a month. That's actually not true. I misspoke. His lifestyle is 10,000 a month, which means that includes his rent
and his martinis and his Chianti.
Everything. What's cool about that, you guys each paid for your lifestyle and your character creation. So John's like, his lifestyle includes probably memberships to certain exclusive clubs in the city. Like those are the things he's paying for. So if you guys are trying to get into like some kind of red rope.
Getting his bike detailed once every 3 days.
Right. He's greasing palms. He's doing things that all that lifestyle, it helps him out in ways. Tina, we got some comments, people being like, how did Tina have a costume? Well, that's part of the lifestyle she paid for. That's part of the resources she paid for.
This might be a good time to bring up just, unlike D&D, like Shadowrun, like you start with a certain amount of cred. D&D, you're always starting as like
bottom tier.
Like the piss on, like first, lowest, no money, no nothing.
Like you're in a slingshot fight, you get shot in the eye and you die if you're not.
Right. Like I feel like Shadowrun's not like that. It's because like you have to be a certain level badass to even go on one Shadowrun.
Right.
But the upward mobility is also kind of slowed down as well. Like you're not going to like become a super god after like 15 sessions either.
Yeah, that's the interesting thing about Shadowrun is like you don't level and get abilities or anything like that. You get points and you can add those to your stats. But for the most part, like your character is your character. All right, so this is where we left off. After a very confusing performance at the Questions Only Improv show, John, Tina, Rory, Millie, and Zima, Millie's girlfriend, you found yourselves fighting your way out of the Ramada Inn parking lot. The shootout was pretty intense, and you killed everybody. I think one guy got away. John took a bullet in the left shoulder.
Oh, yeah.
You're still hurting, John. Tina took a pretty rough blow to the back of the knee, but just stun damage. So you both have actually a 2 penalty modifier.
What did I have on my condition?
You had basically a moderate stun wound.
Moderate stun, that's right.
I'll say that's gotten down to a light stun wound at this point.
Are there rests in Shadowrun? How do we recuperate, or do we have to patch ourselves?
So that's the difference between Shadowrun and D&D 2 is it's like long rests don't mean shit. You can take a slap patch when you get ready to do your thing, like go on a run, you can give yourself a fucking trauma patch to like temporarily push through it. But over time, it just takes time and medical help to heal something like that.
Okay.
Rock and roll.
So after the fight, John invited Tina back to his apartment. He'd just gotten a call from Stooge just before the fight, and he seemed to want to meet with you and talk about some work.
Okay.
He's in town, and he wants to meet up.
All right.
Tina's on her scooter. She's built this thing out to have really robust suspension, and it kind of plays more like one of those little like clown car type of like tiny little mopeds you see in like a circus or something like that with her, but she fits on it and it goes just fine, and it fucking rips. Like she can go as fast, probably not as fast as John is on his rapier, but
she looks like those guys on those like Pee Wee 50 bikes that are way too small for them, but they're doing little tricks.
Exactly. Yeah. That's exactly what it is. She's just following John back to his place. They're buzzing through the city. They're feeling kind of high because they fucking won. And Tina's just following John. She has a light stun wound, but the damage she took in that fight pales in comparison to the pain of running off stage in embarrassment and just being ashamed with herself for all the work that she put in.
That was brutal.
With the crew, and she feels like she let them down, she let her friends down, and then that fight happened. She got a little bit of that adrenaline rush.
She went beast mode.
She's feeling good for the first time tonight, just following John, riding bikes.
I'm picturing like a wet street with some reflections of the stoplights and green lights.
It had just finished raining when you guys came out to the Ramada Inn parking lot, so it's just slick. You're right. It's like
just a nice foggy, smoky Shadowrun night.
Tina's kind of picking up on some of the spray off of John's back tire a little bit, but she's okay with it because she doesn't really know where she's going, so she has to follow.
John's out obviously going leisurely because he took the bike from those gangers.
Oh, right.
He's not on the rapier.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention
that's
that.
true.
This bike is in really good condition. It just got the scratch on it from when Tina fucking bowled it over from the beginning.
Yeah. It's not John's bike, but that's making him abuse it even more.
It's not as snappy as your crotch rocket, but it's got a nice fucking feel to it. It's a powerful bike.
Nice.
You guys head up to Inverness, and that's where John's apartment is, and it's just like a really, really nice, modern, all like glass windows and walls along the entire building.
Nice.
Really nice fucking lobby with real leather couches, which is fucking not seen. Tina, maybe you've never even seen one before. Like, this is like real fucking leather. You guys get into this nice elevator. There's like a retinal scan on John. There's some really cool looking fucking hip young people that are sort of in the elevator as well. You guys walk in here.
And just for the record, Tina, when she got off of her scooter, the way she's so big, she just kind of like takes the scooter and she just kind of throws it over her shoulder and like straps it onto a strap and wears it kind of like a sling on her back.
She's bringing it in the elevator?
Yeah, she's bringing the scooter into the elevator with her.
Oh my God.
That's awesome.
I don't think John's going to allow that. I think John's going to be like, you got to keep that bike.
John, you have like a private garage as well, like a private garage.
Yeah, I'm going to have to leave that in there. I can't have that bike in my like spotless apartment.
So yeah, Tina leaves the bike down in John's parking spot.
Nice.
John's going to be like really anal when it comes to the apartment.
This will be good. So, you walk into your really fucking nice lobby. There's soothing music. John, you're bleeding in your shoulder. Tina, you look like you have blood all over you because you smashed someone's fucking head into their shoulders.
Right. Yes.
There's like 3 people in the lobby right now waiting for they do their retinal scan, and the elevator's like, welcome.
We're going in. John,
No, yeah. We just kind of go up and do that awkward thing where you stand behind people and then you all have to kind of decide whether or not you're all getting on the same elevator or not. Like, is there enough room?
You scan your retinal scan, John. You walk into this nice fucking elevator.
Okay.
As soon as the doors start to close, like it buzzes. The weight load limit.
I was just going to ask you if we were over the weight limit.
The weight load limit. You guys are.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah. And so like the 3 people kind of like look at Tina like it's obviously Tina is like the reason.
She has no idea what's going on, and she's just kind of looking back at them, noticing them that they're looking at her. And
John's unfazed.
They look at John. They go, "Do you need us to take the next one?" What?
John just nods.
One of them spots the fucking bullet wound on John. He sees you guys look fucking crazy.
And
he
don't want to
starts
fuck
like,
with us.
Yeah, he's like rapidly hitting the fucking open doors button and it opens up and they step out. They're like, oh, no, it's fine. No problem. And the doors close again. You guys head up to your floor. It's like John's got a really nice view of the city. Not quite penthouse, but like maybe somewhere in the middle of the building, like maybe like 30 floors up.
We go into John's apartment. It's very sparsely Spartan furnishing. It's definitely a bachelor pad. There's a lot of like modern furniture, simple, clean, everything.
Okay.
A lot of glass, black couch, white granite countertop, high top stools like around the countertops, full bar of anything like beverages you want, stainless steel like appliances. His bedroom is like super clean. I want to say, I think it'd be funny if he has like a futon bed though. And you have to take your shoes off when he gets in the apartment. Like he's got like a whole like sort of Japanese motif.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Partitions between like his bedroom and like his like dojo training weightlifting area.
Oh, yeah.
Like a paper wall. Very like Asian inspired apartment, but minimalist.
Tina kind of nervously like looks down at her boots, and she's never been in a place before where she has to take her shoes off. First time. Maybe in her life.
He's going straight for the scotch. He's going to make himself a nice scotch.
But you took your shoes off, though?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay,
so
Tina...
just by force of habit, he went through that.
I want you both to roll me quickness rolls real quick.
Okay.
5 dice.
5 dice for Tina. I don't know what John's is.
5 also.
What am I rolling for? Oh, shoot.
Target number 4.
3 2s and 2 1s.
Rolling.
Oh, 3.
3 successes. Nice. Yeah, John, so as you're untying your shoe, it's coming off really seamlessly. Tina, you look down and one of your boots are already untied.
Oh, shit. This is blowing Tina's mind right now because she had her boots fucking double knotted when she stepped onto that stage, and she's looking down right now. The double knot fucking failed on its own.
Yeah, she looks down and the boot's untied.
And she's just like, what's the meaning of life? And a whole other wave of anxiety hits her because...
I love how that's fucking her up. Even though John's got a bullet wound and she's hung up on her shoes.
That's it. Very Tina.
She's very hung up. And so Tina's wondering if John might think that the boots are better on in his apartment than off with her. But she takes her boots off, wiggles her feet a little bit, shakes them out, just kind of air them out a little bit, makes her way over to the scotch bar next to John and says, What are you having?
Scotch, single malt, on the rocks. What do you want, Tina?
If you got anything for a Cosmo, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah, I can make a Cosmo. I can make anything you want.
Make it a triple, please.
Sure. I make a sloppy one because I've got a bullet wound.
Yeah. Well, as you walk in, John, like the blinds in your apartment, they open up and they let in like the light from the neon from the cityscape behind you. A great view of the Seattle skyline. And the apartment welcomes you. It's like, good evening, John. It says it in like Japanese as well. It's like, konnichiwa, John-san.
I wanted to light like a gas fireplace.
Oh, nice. Yeah. It's just a digital screen. It looks real. There's like heat comes out. It's not real fire. It's just like, unless you want it to be real fire. You want it to be a real fireplace?
Whatever you think. That's up to
Like
you.
a video screen fireplace. It's like ultra high def that looks real, but then it has like some sort of like scent that emits from like
that's awesome.
streams in the room that makes it smell like an actual fireplace.
You can see like a Tridio screen, which is canon in Shadowrun. It creates like a 3D holograph of fire, like we're like in this cool pit that John has, and it starts to emit like the scent and some heat smell. But you see it actually calibrate to John's settings that he had last time.
Birchwood and the sound of freshly fallen crunchy snow as John takes his kendo blade and walks through a Japanese snowy scene in the mountains.
Like a cherry blossom.
Yeah.
You smell cherry blossoms.
Petals falling all around him.
You smell Graham's fresh baked cookie smells coming through the thing.
It's an oddly personal thing he doesn't want.
Tina's standing there and just watching all this happen with her jaw just like slowly dropping. Where the fuck am I?
After I get my drink, which is obviously more important, I need to like, maybe he's got like a little like floor safe or something that when he opens it up and gets like a healing patch, like he's gonna heal himself.
It'd be cool if that safe like came up from the floor.
Fuck yeah.
That's badass.
Like raised up from the floor.
Like I think when we like go on a run, maybe John's got like a sick like hidden gun safe with sick weapons.
Gotcha.
But I think for the med patch, you know, he's getting like the ice for the drinks and like putting it on his like wound kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like I want him to just get this done quick.
He takes a
like,
couple aspirin type thing.
Yeah.
the med patch like a mechanical arm like surgery system like in your apartment, or is it
Oh
just
man,
like,
you're going way cooler than I would thought.
Well, I don't know
That
what
would
it
be cool.
is, but I like what I'm imagining is like these mechanical arms come out and just start doing surgery on him or something.
That'd be
I don't
cool.
know how this.
He's not paying for that kind.
Okay, that's too high.
But there's trauma patches, which are basically just like a steroid patch you could just slap on, and it just makes you ignore the pain, so you don't get the penalty modifier, but you're definitely still wounded. It doesn't heal you.
I think that's
it
what he
just
should
makes
do.
you push through
John
it.
can offer you any drinks you want. You can lounge, fully comfortable, maybe massage chairs. you can get some trauma patches and you can ice that and relax,
Yeah.
but you're not going to get much more than that out of John's
I'd say,
apartment.
Tina, if you could sit on a massage chair, you can get that stun damage taken away.
Fuck yeah, that's exactly what Tina's gonna do. She's gonna take the whole bucket of ice and like go like take a towel out of John's bathroom and dump the bucket of the ice in the towel and just wrap the whole towel around her knee. And
That'd be great if she got like a hotel robe from John.
she's gonna sit in John's like 3 wide sofa and just lounge across the entire fucking thing with her arms spread out.
John should have like silk robes for like chicks that come over.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
should have like a big one.
There's a
and
troll
that should
size.
make you feel like like a
just
troll
in case,
size.
just in case. And Tina like finds a silk robe, puts it on, and she puts her big ingrown toenail foot up on the glass coffee table, very gingerly. But as she puts her foot down, it still puts like a hairline crack in it. It just kind of like cracks.
John's just gonna like sip it. He's gonna like clit his drink a little bit.
Sorry, I'll pay for that.
Just shakes his head.
As you're sort of doing this, you get another text from Stooge, and it's got meeting location information. He wants you to meet at the Benaroya Hall.
Benihana.
Benaroya Hall is like an opera house in downtown Seattle.
Sick.
He says like there's a man out front, and he'll have tickets for you to the show.
Oh, man.
Tell him Alakazam. You'll get your tickets.
So I think John's gonna be like, all right, we gotta go meet him at this place, Tina. And John does a quick line of Nova Coke.
So you get all the benefits of nutrients and vitamins that Novacoke gives you.
And Tina's like, I'm with you tonight. I just need to know what the thread count is on this robe.
Oh, it's 100 thread count.
I don't know if 100 is very high, but yeah.
It's very John, though. Baby, you look like $100.
You just show me the way, John. Feeling better already.
Good cheats range in here from 200 to 800.
Ooh.
Let's say 500 thread count.
Tina has never had 500 thread count touch her troll flesh.
Anything over 500 might be lost on Tina's fucking armored hide.
It
with her
might be.
So you guys are going to head out again? I'll say it's a 10:30 p.m. show. So you guys had some time to like kick it
Give us
back
a little time
bit.
to relax.
Yeah, you guys were able to kick it back.
Man.
John, you got a fresh pressed suit, I'm guessing.
I think John will get into he's got multi-tiered suits. He's got like the Sonny Crockett suits for when he's out doing like runs and relaxing a little bit.
Right
but
on.
now he's got his like nice boardroom suit on. Like he's going to a meeting.
Tina, you didn't bring a change of clothes, and you had a biker's blood sprayed all over the front of you. Maybe you rinse it all off in the bathtub or something, and it's just a soaking wet clothes.
Tina does go into the shower and like puts all of her clothes back on, rinses herself off, and then uses the 500 thread count silk robe to like dry off, and then it's just like covered in blood.
No.
Hangs that on like the hook.
Oh,
This is the
God.
best I could do.
Good thing John's $10,000 a month. Handles dry cleaning services, obviously.
Yeah, the maid's going to think that you guys had a hell of a time.
Yeah. The maid's seen worse. The maid's cleaned off more fluids.
This maid doesn't know it, but she's a more brutal Shadowrunner than both of you. The gigs she has to pull cleaning John's apartment. So
She's got stories.
you pull up to the Benaroya Hall.
Benaroya.
You show up to this place and it's just like this really classy opera house that's like surrounded by the towering dystopian skyscraper hellscape Seattle is. But then
Do they
it's
like
got
bike
this,
racks out front?
they've got sort of like
Like a valet?
valet that takes your guys' bike. You roll up and this guy's sort of super quick. He's on it. He walks right up. He's an elf, really handsomely manicured. Kind of in shock at first. He sees Tina roll up behind John. Are you guys taking your bikes or what do you guys take,
I
John?
think that's all we have.
Yeah, I'm definitely taking the rapier too.
Okay.
And
So
Tina's not about valets, so she just like pulls out a big like oversized bike lock, just chains her scooter up to like a parking meter, very close to the entrance of this thing.
and the guy,
Awesome.
he just gives you a ticket and
Thank you. Thank you.
I'll look after it, ma'am. And as you walk into this place, there's a guy scalping tickets. There's not many people scalping tickets. This place is an opera house, so it's like there's not many. But there's a guy out front. He's sort of like, tickets to the show, tickets to the show. And you see on the marquee, it says Sulvio, and it says like the Magnificent.
Oh shit! It's a magician.
Basically, this is just me
Tina's
making
getting excited.
Yeah, Tina's like,
Oh, is this a magic show?
I'm making shit up. I'm moving away from Shadowrun here because magic is real.
Yeah.
Now sleight of hand shows, like what we think magic shows are like really big now because now it's like way more impressive that someone can make it look like something disappeared.
it's just
when
like
it
a
didn't.
dexterity show.
Yeah, a dexterity show. So it's like Sulvio, the sleight of hand show for the ages.
Oh, that's awesome.
I think John wants to be like, so many thespians tonight, just under his breath. But Tina doesn't hear him.
Tina does not hear him at all, but she's just like, she is amped. She's heard about Silvio before.
So the guy sees you guys walking up and he kind of figures you don't look like the right crowd for this place. John looks snazzy, but he sees the disdain on his face and he sees this giant troll walking up behind him.
Yeah.
And he looks at you guys expectantly. Tickets?
Tina leans in and says,
Abracadabra.
And so John
Goes, Alakazam.
he's trying to push Tina out of the way. And he winks at Tina because he thinks it's funny. And he hands you guys
and she
two.
winks back at him and she has no idea why.
Just like a blink.
She winks with both eyes simultaneously. Like she hasn't mastered winking yet.
He hands you guys two private box seats. You can see there's a huge line of people that are getting like checked for weapons and shit, and they're getting their shit putting in like sort of like the coat check kind of thing. And you see like a VIP entrance area for people with tickets that have the same sort of color code as your tickets.
Okay.
So you guys waltz into this place. Once you get inside, it's like you're not in Seattle anymore.
Tina is just like walking around with her ticket kind of like out in front of her arm, like kind of half outstretched because she doesn't really know what to do with a VIP ticket. So she's just kind of like holding it for people to see in case people are like think that she's.
It's actually good that she's doing that because these people are awful, terrible, racist, rich assholes that are like definitely looking at Tina like she didn't belong in this place. And they see the ticket and they see that you're with John and it kind of makes sense to them in a racist way. It's like a whole other place. It's not like Seattle. It feels like you're with a different league of people. The sleight of hand shows are very, very expensive show to get into. You get into sort of like a private elevator, takes you up to the box seating area. And as you walk in, you can see black, smoky, tinted glass. And it's just a sweet overhanging box seat They ring the entire opera house.
Okay.
And when you walk up to your booth, there's like an usher that sort of walks you up and garishly shows you to the doorway. And as you walk in, you can see Stooge is sitting there and he's talking with two people. And he goes, "Oh, hey, John, come on in, come in."
I want John to like kind of light up like just a stupid smile. Like, hi, like get into a little bit of a business mode that maybe Tina's never seen before. Like, hey, like kind of like a frat brother clearly put on like phony baloney, just like
Tina is a half step taken back by this sight of John she has not seen before.
gregariousness.
She is still holding her VIP ticket out in front of her very awkwardly and just kind of like glancing around as she kind of follows John slowly into the room and observing what he does.
You see that he's talking to two incredibly attractive mid-20s. So, Tina, roll me an intelligence.
Okay. Intelligence 3.
Target number 3.
She got a 4 and a 3 and a 5, so that's 3 successes.
Tina, you instantly recognize the guy it's just like straps, like red leather straps.
This is
like
the
his
person
outfit.
that our contact is talking to? Or this
Stooge
is
is talking to two people that are ridiculously attractive. One of them is a man. He's an elf. He's got a crazy, like, backwards mohawk. Looks like he went through a wind tunnel. It's like straight back on his head.
All right, yeah.
Bright neon yellow.
Tina's
and then
making a mental note for that for tomorrow, for sure.
And then what was that Sean Connery movie, the classic poster where he's like in the red leather straps and he's got like the gun.
That 70s like fucking sci-fi movie.
Yeah. Zardoz.
Zardoz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to send you a picture, Dan, just so you
Dude, it's hilarious.
You've seen it before. Everyone's seen this picture.
I've not. Well,
Okay.
maybe I have. No, I've never fucking seen that before. What the fuck is that?
That is Connery, my man. That is hair. That is all masculine hair, and not a gym membership in sight.
Jesus Christ.
What I love is the actors like really like.
You know, you look at a picture like that, and you think
he didn't lift a weight in his life.
that's what men are meant to look like. They're not supposed to lift weights. They're supposed
true.
to be
There
covered
is something
in hair.
interesting.
And he's
There's
still
a
a
point.
fucking sex symbol, and I'm just like, you know what? My wife probably does find me attractive. It's fine. You know what I mean? Like it's okay.
Probably. I love the question. It's questionable, but maybe.
It's just like, could I? That's definitely what I'm showing up to bed tomorrow night wearing.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah. Those are
This
like
guy is
those
wearing.
are mid thigh high boots, man.
That was not meant to be that.
He's wearing a ball gag.
Yeah, the loincloth is not
Just
meant
not
to be
the
a
same
loincloth.
kind of ball gag that you're thinking.
That's a chamois that he's got around his dick.
And the ponytail's got to be fake, right? That's got to be.
Oh,
fake.
definitely.
If we use any of this in the podcast for you listeners, you got to look up Sardaw's picture of Sean Connery.
Yes.
It's just ridiculous.
This man is rocking a red leather cross strap across his chest, bare chested underneath. And then he's got like almost like a micro bikini on, a red micro bikini. It's all red leather.
But the
Boots.
straps have got about 7 bullets in them. Big.
This
old
guy doesn't have bullets, but he's got, looks like little microphone pickups on him.
Okay.
Tina, you recognize this guy as, from your role, you recognize this guy. His name is Fohawk.
Faux-rari.
Yeah.
Faux as in fake, like faux-rari.
Like Foe as in Fohawk, like our podcast.
Okay, so
and he's
Faux.
got like a
Ferrari.
sick, he's like an influencer, like a big fucking influencer.
Okay.
And he's sponsored by Ferrari. His leather's got like the Ferrari emblems on it and shit,
Yeah.
like the
I think
logos
it's funny
and
if you
stuff.
keep going with Ferrari, like we're supposed to know. You're like, and he's
Ferrari.
sponsored by Ferrari, and we're like,
Ferrari.
what?
Yes. Yeah. I have like bought the web domain to Ferrari. And I'm like trying to get people to go there so I can make money.
Ferrari.
Yeah.
And do I recognize the female or no?
The female's name is Faye. And she's an equally influential influencer, but she doesn't have like the gimmick. She's just a hot mid-20s chick, has got a lot of views on her different Simpsons feeds. They go to like the hottest fucking places. If you see them, then like you're doing something right.
Shit.
Like,
all right.
And Stooge is just talking to him. He's like, just 1 second. He tells him, he's like, I'm just wrapping something up here, John. You can come on in. I hope you guys enjoy your seats. He says that to Ferrari and Faye, and Ferrari's like, yeah, it's been a while since I've been to a real magic show, and I feel like it's like kind of up and coming, and I love being a part of like things. It's an exciting time, I think, for magic. And Faye goes like, Faye's like, you don't show up to any place unless it's already happening. So
Well, it's already coming.
Yeah, it's already coming. It's already big.
You don't show up to a place that's already up and coming.
They're like a dissatisfied couple. You don't get up for anything anymore. You don't.
Sorry, I'm rooting. I'm sorry.
So yeah, Tina, you recognize these two.
She accelerates towards them. She doesn't even know what she's doing, and then she hits her forehead on the door jamb because it's a little bit too low for her height. And she kind of like passes John, comes right over next to them, and just kind of like kneels down. And then wants to say something, and then no words come out of her mouth. Decked out in like a wet, leathery getup. She just kind of kneels down in between these two people, and she's awestruck, and nothing comes out of her mouth.
What's John doing?
I think the first thing John would do then is sit down and he's going to order drinks for everybody because he's trying to look cool.
Nice.
So he's going to get like a waitress. He's going to be like, let's get around. John's in full bro mode.
Faye is kind of intrigued by Tina. There's a danger side to Tina, and there's something, she's never been like this close to someone that could just completely rip her head off, and looks like maybe she would in the right situation. And she's sort of like, who's this? What's your name?
Tina's realizing that she like didn't say anything when she came up, and it's very awkward, and she's,
My name's Tina Bone Meal. You're Faye, and you're Ferrari.
Ferrari's little weird X strap thing makes like a weird digitized like cash register sound. It goes cha-ching. Yeah, thanks for that. And you realize he's like getting paid each time anyone says his name or mentions Ferrari, the brand. He's like, thanks for the tip. I appreciate that. He's like, I'm sorry, are we imposing? What's going on here? And
she says,
like,
no, we're VIP. And she's still awkwardly holding her VIP ticket just out in front of her, in between their faces, and demonstrating that they belong there.
Stooge is picking up that Faye's kind of into this, like these sort of Tina vagabond character. And so he's sort of like, Ferrari, Faye. He's like, meet no one in particular. And then he's kind of winks. No one in particular? You didn't meet Ferrari or Faye. This never happened. And they kind of all like, they kind of look at each other. Enjoy your seats. Enjoy the show. He's like, I got to wrap up some more business of it in here. But it's great seeing you guys. We got to make this happen again when I come back into Seattle. And they're like, yeah, absolutely. And Faye kind of keeps looking back at Tina a little bit as they kind of usher out the door.
And Tina just stares at her the whole way out.
Not creepy at all.
No.
As soon as the door closes, Stooge turns around. John, baby. He's like, hey, let's bleach the place like old times. And he's referring to your white noise machine to get this place secured.
I thought he was gonna get some coke out.
Oh,
like he wants some snow. He wants the white stuff.
He definitely means both.
All right, I'll get out the white noise machine and then I'll get out some white nose machine.
Tina just sits down in the biggest chair she can find, which is like a love seat sofa, kind of crunches down into it. She still just has like her VIP ticket held out in front of her as she's watching John and this guy do their thing.
It's high quality fake leather. It's still a magic show. I love that. I just make up the rules as I go. I'm like, no, of course there would not be real leather at a magic show, but it's really high quality.
John obviously has ditched the VIP ticket a long time ago because he knows you just act like you're supposed to be there, and they know.
Yeah, John's slipping right into it. What level is your white noise generator, John?
I'm so glad you asked.
Give me some stats on that.
Level 6.
Level 6. So you fire this thing up, and for a moment, it's loud, it's static, it's kind of drowns out everything, and then all of a sudden, like your body's just adjust to it. It's like kind of synced to this perfect frequency where you guys are kind of like adjusting to it. It'll disrupt like anything that.
What does it sound like? Is it like a white noise on an old TV, or is it?
I think it's got like a digital signal to it, almost like an old modem. Like and then all of a sudden it like kind of drowns out in the back of your subconscious mind. You don't hear it anymore.
It'd be cool if it's like noise canceling back at anybody else who's like in our
It's like Apple AirPod. It's counteracting anything that you guys.
Yeah, the noise cancel.
Reverse noise canceling.
Yes.
And as soon as the white noise machine goes on, Stooge's demeanor, I mean, he was like fucking on. He changes.
Okay.
Holy shit, man. He's like, look, thank you so much for showing up. This is huge. The Sonics game, you lost some money? You think you fucking lost some money? Tell me, how much money did you lose in your game?
1,500 million.
Try 400 grand.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I'm fucked, John. I don't know what I'm going to do. You know. Slam Jackson, he was out. He was out until today. He was injured. He wasn't going to show up today. This is crazy.
That's true.
How the fuck did he even show up? I'm fucking ruined if I don't get this.
Bro.
I need your help. I know that you got your own thing going out here. You probably have a whole stable of runners you're working with. I haven't been it's my bad. I haven't been keeping up with you and keeping in touch. I know you got your own.
Man, don't worry about it.
Your own thing.
I got a good crew. This is my muscle right here. She's solid.
He definitely appraises Tina.
Tina Bone Meal meets Stooge.
Yeah. Nice to meet you, Mr. Stooge.
Yeah. And he's just like, he's pale. None of it's landing. He's just like fucking shitting his pants right now. Again, I'm sure you do have excellent people working for you at this point. He's like, I hope you don't mind. I need you personally on this. I trust you. I know that you would never endanger me or yourself with people you didn't trust. I get it. But like, I need your magic. I need you to handle this personally.
Yeah, no problem. Of course, man. Of course.
Luckily, I know a few people. I pulled a few strings. There are a lot of people right now that didn't see the game going this way. And they're in the same fucking shit boat that we are. They want to sway it back in our favor.
Got it.
The last final game, the tiebreaker, is in 2 nights. You guys just know that. He's not saying this. You guys just know it's in 2 nights, the finals game in Seattle. Okay. He's like, before then.
What are we talking about?
Basketball, Tina. Are you not a Sonics fan?
No, yeah.
Tina's not from around here, Stooge. She grew up in the country.
Basketball,
like, no.
Basketball.
That's perfect. That's perfect. The less you know, the better. I want people that can just handle this thing. I get it. You look like you fucking know a lot of other shit that will be really helpful in this. So please don't worry about it.
Okay.
I need someone to get some DNA. Oh. If I can get something, I don't care what it is. I got a team of people that can work with that. Nothing. We're not going to hurt him. Just a little bit of razzle dazzle magic. I know you're not super comfortable with magic. You won't have to be near it. You just get me the material link. It's a DNA sample. If you can get that for me, we can make that game go however the fuck we want it.
Listen, don't talk to me about magic, Stooge.
I just need the DNA sample. That's all. No magic. Nothing that you need to touch. Nothing you need to be involved with.
I was uncomfortable with this venue. You know that.
Come on. We can still joke with each other, right? Come on. I mean.
Yeah, we can joke. Don't worry. We'll take care of this.
Yeah.
We'll take care of this. I assume that we can bet on this. Is that what part of the deal here? Can we get on this pool?
Absolutely. Whatever you feel comfortable putting down. I got to at least break even. I'm not going to get greedy. I just need to break even. If this doesn't go through, if we don't make this happen, I'm done.
I understand the stakes.
Thanks, John. And he cheers with you.
Cheers, brother.
Tina hasn't received a drink yet, so she just kind of like reaches her VIP ticket out and cheers us with that.
Stooge takes the VIP ticket. He's like, thanks. And he starts cutting lines with the Coke. And he just fucking takes one long, big line. He starts to go, okay, well, that's great. That makes me feel.
He starts it up his asshole, then wipes it like he's toilet paper.
Are we snowballing this fresh pow, John? He sorts up his ass, then farts at your face.
For the first time tonight, Tina's actually heard something that resembles Shadowrunning. She puts aside all of her starstruck tendencies, and she's just like, where do we find this,
Slam Jackson. I might have said it wrong a few times.
Where do we find the Slam Jackson?
He's flying back to Seattle tonight. Their game's here in 2 nights, and if he loves to party, he could be one of 2 places, okay? He's got a penthouse suite over in Richmond Highlands. He's got a yacht at the Turtleneck Bay Marina. It's called the 5 in a row. Cocky bastard, because they've won 5 championships in a row up before this year. He likes to throw parties on his yacht. It could be either or.
We just need his DNA, right?
We just need a DNA. So wherever he might have that, I'm thinking either the yacht or his apartment.
Got it.
Interesting.
Oh, so things about Slam Jackson. His name is Jackie Jackson. Jackie Slam Jackson. He's single. He definitely brings women home a lot. He's a playboy. Okay. He's by himself a lot. Tonight, he's probably going to be partying with a lot of different people. So he's like, John, we've done this a long time. I'll give you my professional insights on it. I think his apartment is going to have a lot of security, but I think he's going to probably be partying at the yacht. I mean, he loves his yacht. I think there's going to be less security on the yacht, but I think there's more opportunity to be seen by somebody.
We got access to a boat. We can handle this.
Thanks, man. He's like, I knew you'd fucking come through for me, man. You're the fucking, I needed John. I needed the dream team. This is great. Tina, fuck yeah, you're in. This is it.
What's it pay?
Well, I was thinking 30 grand. I mean, I know it's not a lot, John.
I want John to have like no reaction, like he acts like it's no big deal.
Yeah, Tina just freezes up.
I want him to kind of like just pat like Tina on the leg, like kind of like.
Tina reaches down and just kind of like holds John's hand as he like traps it onto her thigh and clenches down a little bit.
He's like kind of apologetic about it. He's like, this is dipping in my own coffers, so I'm not going to take your bets. I don't want any further connection monetarily between us besides just the new.
But we're rigging the game. Make no mistake. That's what we're trying to do.
We're rigging the game.
So you can make a bet on the side.
If they thought they were rigging the game, why wouldn't they place a bet?
Well, you can go through bookies.
Maybe they don't have enough money to.
Like, I'm with you. I think it'd be really cool if we like bet on the right team. I just don't know what the right bet is. We might have to get that out of him.
I should say, like, Stooge, are you trying to bet? Are you trying to make the Sonics lose in the next game? Is that what we're trying to do here?
Oh, fuck yes. You kidding me?
Got it.
New Jersey Nets, they're going to lose the next game, too, if he's fucking in it. And I'm going to lose at 200,000 more. Like, we got to put a stop to it.
Okay.
John, like, I'm just going to want you to know, we're not offing an NBA star.
Hey, we'll do the job. We'll keep it to the stakes of the job. We won't further discuss this.
What's he into? What do you know about this guy?
Slam Jackson?
Yeah.
I mean, he's just the biggest fucking sports superstar of our age. I mean,
What are his preferences? Does he like women? Does he like men?
Good question.
Yes. You know, there's not a lot of information on him in that way. But yeah, he parties. He's a playboy.
We can use that, Tina. Good thinking.
Yeah, no, I see you're trying to find an angle here that makes sense. Yeah, I think he likes his ladies. He likes his starlets. He likes the cooler, the hotter, the better.
Does he like his big mamas? Because we got one of them.
He looks at Tina and he's kind of like, he's trying to be really careful about how he says it. I think he's into the more wayfish.
Wayfish.
Petite.
Wayfish.
Okay.
No offense.
I understand. Everybody has their own speed.
All right, well, baby, let's get down. Let's get down to business. Let's get some drinks. Let's get going. Let's party, man.
And he like snaps out of it. He's like, yeah, fuck yeah, man. John, baby, thank you, man. Thank you for coming through. This is the
drinks on me. Let's get fired up. We had a rough night already.
Tina wants to. This is the question. We came into this private box, and then we saw these two influencers in here. They left the room, correct, for this conversation. So they have seats elsewhere.
It looks like he hooked them up with nice seats somewhere. He's kind of here for business, but then he's doing his own personal business with you.
Are you going to use the influencers, aren't you?
Tina's thinking about it. She leans in and she says,
Ferrari and Faye, you got them their seats tonight?
Yeah, it did. Yeah, that was sort of like a sort of like a.
He should say like pro boner, and John like gives him a little wink.
They both snicker. They're just both like fucking immature assholes,
dudes.
No, she doesn't even ask where they're sitting. She just says,
"Do you know what they're driving?"
Well, Ferrari is definitely rocking a Ferrari. I mean,
and Faye.
She's a little more eco-friendly. She usually tries to get like the next eco-footprint thing. She's very green. You know, that's kind of her following.
Tina doesn't say anything. She just nods her head slowly.
He's kind of not sure. Both of you roll me etiquette. Well, you guys have any etiquette skills? I know Tina doesn't have any. We've been through this.
I got my corporate etiquette.
No, we've been through this. Yes,
4.
Okay, roll me corporate etiquette, John.
Do I add that to anything else?
Nope. You just roll your 4 dice, and I'll give you target number. It's going to be a tougher target number because you're basically okay. He doesn't want to involve any more people in this, especially if they're not complicit in what's happening. He just doesn't want to tie himself to it or get any more strands.
He's only trusting John.
Yeah. If you're going to try to get Faye, you can roll right now to see if he can try to hook you up with that.
I don't need him to hook me up. I just wanted the info.
Oh, okay.
I'm not trying to convince him to do anything other than what he just told me.
What's the info that you're asking him again?
I asked him what Faye drives.
Oh.
He doesn't know precisely what she drives.
Are they driving together or are they driving separately?
He's like, I don't know that.
John's going to cut in and be like, Tina, if you want to go for Faye, you got this. And John wants to call over the waiter and be like, we're getting a bottle.
Roll me the etiquette, John, because this is good.
For what target?
I'll say target number 4.
Okay.
3 successes.
3 successes. John, you cover this fucking seamlessly. Like, so broy, just like, Stooge gets caught up in it. And he's like, yeah, no, she was making eyes with you. Oh, shit, you might get laid tonight, Tina. Faye, too.
Tina flushes just a little bit. And it's just,
I don't know about that, but I...
Oh, I know about that.
I thought I picked up on something.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I know about that.
You think she...
Oh, we're flying. We're flying in V formation right now, my friend.
With me?
Oh, yeah, we are, oh.
You think that's what she was getting at?
We are taking that down. We are taking it down.
Maybe I was just being a little bit too, ambitious, but
No.
Stooge high tens you with both fucking hands, and then he goes down and he just snorts another monster line off the table. He's like, oh yeah. So yeah, you guys bro it out. I'm gonna let you time travel if you want to, just sort of get through this evening.
Nice, like a little montage, like us getting drunk, like the freeze frame,
the hangover montage,
the freeze frame picture. Yeah,
like Polaroid photos have been snapped.
Exactly, I was thinking the same thing.
And like everyone's doing cocaine, and just.
I went to the same place.
It's like a time lapse. And like John and Stooge, you see them like they're like a blur. They're moving, they're snorting coke, they're doing so much crazy shit. And Tina's just kind of like sitting in stationary. She's not snorting any coke or drinking really. She's just kind of looking back and forth.
Somehow Rory sneaks into one of these Polaroids and he's soiled his pants and like Rory has shit pants in one of these Polaroids and he's just gone. Like nobody knows how it happened.
John, Stooge, and Tina wake up at John's bed.
This is 30 grand a piece. Is
30
that
grand total.
Total. So we're splitting 15.
Total.
Okay. It's getting towards the end of the show, but the show hasn't ended yet. So we haven't got to like the prestige of the sleight of hand dexterity show.
Right.
And Tina is going to motion over to John, who's just like about 15 lines of Nova Coke in and kind of nods towards the door.
John's got like a second wind. And he's like, let's try to get some chicks. Like, let's make this night happen.
But Tina doesn't want to miss an opportunity here. She's got a plan burgeoning.
She's already on the job, so she's already on the job.
Yeah. She says,
Yeah. You bring some chicks back to the apartment. I'm gonna see if I can't bring a few myself.
Are you working right now, Tina? Are you working?
I'm always working, John.
Stooge like slaps John on the chest. He's like, she's gonna fucking try to fuck Faye, dude.
Heck yeah, you are. High 10.
and Tina puts her hands up and just like gives you one of the hardest high fives you've ever felt in your life.
Sick.
Nice. Your pain tolerance from the coke, it's not too bad, but your hands are numb after that high five.
Yeah, but that's what I want. I want everything to be numb.
Tina turns to Stooge and just kind of like nods at him, puts one finger on the side of her nose and just kind of like flicks it forward as a little like weird nose salute, and then turns and exits the private box.
He does the same thing and smears a coke smear across his nose. Some powder flies out of his nose.
So Tina's going to make her way down back to where her bike is chained up to a parking meter very near the valet stand out in front. The show hasn't completely released yet, and she goes up to the valet and pulls out a cred stick, and it's 1,000 new yen.
There's like 3 valets looking at the fucking bike. Wait, what the fuck do we do? What the fuck?
She walks up and she goes, "You ever seen a beauty like that before?"
No, it's great. It's very compact.
And she just stares at all three of them and she goes,
"Which one of you parked Faye's vehicle?"
All 3 of them are just sort of like staring deer in headlights, and 2 of them kind of turn and look to an orc valet.
and she turns to the other two and she goes,
"The 2 of you are gonna walk away right now."
Am I with you? Or am I like...
"We parted ways and you were going to take some girls back to the apartment, but you can be with me if you want."
Okay, I think it's funny if John tries to get chicks at the club, but strikes out, winds up somehow getting home, and then just fucking that hippie chick again from the next door, the neighbor.
In the interim?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
John walks past this altercation and doesn't even realize it. He's so fucking out of it. He just gets his valet ticket and somehow makes his way home on his
Yeah,
bike.
exactly. Like he crawls to the Lamborghini.
The 2 other valet guys, they kind of are like, yeah, and they just walk away.
I was going to say if Tina needs to flex, she will, but it sounds like she doesn't even need to.
No, they've got fresh shit in their pants.
This could be a dangerous situation if Tina's on her own and she might get into a fight here.
She pulls the cred stick out of her pocket. She hands it to the orc valet.
"I need to know where you parked Faye's vehicle."
She hands him 500 new yen on a cred stick.
He pushes it and sees the figure on it, 500 on it. He's an orc, so he's got a little more brawn to him. He's not quite nearly as big as Tina. Tina still towers over him.
Yeah.
But he definitely looks a little more rough around the edges than the other 2. And he kind of licks his lips and he takes a chance and he goes, 500 more new yen.
Tina just kind of cracks her neck to the side, stares at him to kind of read him to see what he does for a half second.
Or no, we could go check it out. Yeah, look, now I remember where I parked it. Yeah, it was over. Just come with me.
Perfect. And Tina doesn't say a word, and she just follows in tow behind this guy.
He just kind of keeps peeking over his shoulder to see if she's still like, well, but you're like right on his ass.
And she's just staring daggers at the back of his head every time he looks around at her.
He walks you over to a Mitsubishi Runabout. It's a little 3-wheeler vehicle that runs on electric power. Definitely not made for like long distance driving. It's sort of a little town car that she can take around.
It's like a tricycle? Say that again?
It's like a 3-wheeler. It's like you ever seen like a 4-wheeler but with 3
Will
wheels?
Tina fit inside it?
It's like almost like a motorcycle. It doesn't have a cockpit on it.
Okay.
So yes, you'd fit on it. If you fit on your scooter, you could fit on this thing.
She'll fit on top of it somehow, yeah. Tina had undone her bike lock, throws it over her shoulder and follows him. She turns to the orc and she says,
"When Faye comes and asks for this, you come over here, you tell me. I'll pull it around.
He's like, all right.
Don't worry, you'll get the full tip."
Okay.
You'll get just the tip.
Yeah, I was gonna
No, he's gonna get 500.
500 New Yen from me, but then also the Fae tip.
Roll me charisma. And it'll do a target number 4 because he's still like kind of afraid, so he's not like thinking clearly, but also you're bluffing.
I got a 1 and a 5.
So he believes you.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that sounds like a good deal.
You just tell me when she's back, when she needs it. I'll pull it around. I'll make sure you get the tip.
Okay. He starts to walk away and he's kind of checking over his shoulder to see if you're like...
She's just staring at him.
He walks back to the front of the opera house. 20, 30 minutes goes by and the show ends and people start pouring out through the doors.
Okay.
Then he's trying to like kind of keep an eye on Faye. Pretty soon he spots her. Ferrari's with her. He's like, Miss Faye, you can come with me. She gives him the ticket. He's kind of stiffly walks over to you and he's like kind of hoping you're not going to be there when he comes around the corner and he sees you and he's sort of like...
I'm just still sitting there straddling this trike.
She's here. So,
Thank you. Enough said.
And she goes ahead and throws him another 50 New Yen as the tip.
So I follow you and then she'll pay me?
You fucking buzz off, all right?
He's like, oh,
what is Tina doing going after the car?
So Tina revs up the trike. She drives it right up to the curbside, right in front of Faye.
Smooth.
Turns, makes eye contact, and says,
You need a ride?
In her car.
In Faye's vehicle, yes.
You are testing the suspension on this fucking thing. Like, the frame is like got maybe an inch clearance as it's kind of going all
I like how you're trying to look cool in her car.
And you can see Tina coming in this thing too. Like she's popping up.
Tina believed everything that John and Stooge were telling her. Like, she has confidence through the roof at this point, and she believes that Faye is gonna hop on this trike with her.
Faye is definitely kind of like off-put.
This is totally like James Bond in Casino Royale, by the way, where
he drives around like
he wins the car from the dude and like, drives around the block and pulls up and like picks up his girlfriend and like takes her. That's what's going on.
So this is what plays out.
Nice ref.
Faye looks a little off-put at first. She recognizes you. She saw you up there. You definitely left an impression. She sees you in her fucking car.
Yeah.
And trying to be smooth, but you look more terrifying than anything.
Which is what she likes.
But then she sees sort of like Ferrari.
What you think she was.
Then Ferrari kind of like grabs her shoulder, like, and she kind of like feels his energy and kind of loves it. Yeah, I could use a ride. She shrugs his hand off.
Nice, Tina.
She knows he's got like a video camera in like his eye. Like you know from like watching his feeds, like he records everything he's doing.
Yeah.
She's looking really fucking cool right now.
Tina just got some hits. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sick.
There's like not much space in this fucking thing, but she's able to like sit between Tina's fucking
Between her
huge,
massive thighs. Yeah.
meaty troll thighs. But you see his meaty troll? Meaty troll thighs. And she kind of hunkers in there. It's not very comfortable, but
Her
it's
meaty
like
troll thighs need some Faye right now.
so she snuggles in.
Faye.
She snuggles in and she's sort of like she's trembling.
I love it. I like how it goes. Ben quickly goes into like erotic Shadowrun fanfic. She's trembling with her meaty troll thighs. She's trembling. She's quivering. Her whole body's quivering.
Uncontrolled. Her whole body, every
She's
nerve.
hot and cold at the same time.
And then Tina immediately revs the engine on this runabout.
It's kind of like a tiny car with 3 wheels, but the cockpit can close. You're like leaving this cockpit open. It's just,
No, the cockpit is open. It's going to catch some wind on the fucking road. It might even get ripped off on the way back to John's apartment. But she revs the engine on this runabout. And Faye can't tell the difference between her own trembling and the trembling of the engine underneath her legs and on this runabout. Tina just tears off, and the back wheels of the tricycle squeal, leave just some burnt rubber on the pavement. And everybody, all the general admission people, Ferrari, like everybody turns their head as Tina just tears off down the street with Faye in between her legs, headed back to John's apartment.
it does like a golf cart. The tire squeals for like a second, but it has like such a good get up and go like an electric car that it just takes off.
Slowly at first, like 5 miles an hour, 10 miles an hour, 50 miles
You get the drag. You're starting to feel the drag of this hood, and she's sort of like, and she reaches over and pushes a button, and it folds up and goes down behind because she could definitely turn it into a convertible. It's a super expensive.
As they're going down the street to John's apartment, the last thing before they get there, Tina is just like, her confidence is soaring. The night started with her biffing her improv show and running off stage in shame. And then she fucking did some battle. John lifted her up. This has been a whirlwind adventure of a night. And she has Faye between her legs on Faye's runabout. Driving through the streets of Seattle, Tina's own scooter is on her back, strapped on as she's riding on this runabout, going down the street. And Tina takes a risk, and she just kind of takes one hand off of the bike handles and just kind of like pulls a little piece of hair out of Faye's face, and tucks it back behind her ear, puts her hand back up on the handle.
I love how now it is becoming an erotic novel.
It is erotic.
She's just playing her hand, man. She's just playing a hand.
You barely hear over the high-pitched whine of the electric engine. She says, where are you taking me?
Sounds threatened.
Kind of tremble in her voice, but excitement.
And Tina says,
You'll see.
Are you bringing her back to your place or John's?
no, I'm bringing her back to your place, John.
I think it's funny you're gonna fuck this chick in John's apartment.
No, yeah, it's going to be great. It's
Hey,
going to
John
be great.
invited her.
You
John
said to
invited
bring chicks back, and so Tina's bringing chick
You're
back
gonna use
to
the
your
whole
apartment.
dojo to.
You make it in front of John's apartment. All of a sudden it dawns on you, Tina, that like you don't belong at John's apartment without John. You're rolling up in this fucking sick car, and people are kind of like, you park this thing like half two wheels up on the curb. You're just kind of being crazy. People are kind of looking at you like they're kind of scared for a second, and they see Faye step out from her between the legs, and everybody knows who the fuck she is. All of a sudden, John's apartment looks super fucking cool.
Tina pulls out her brick phone from inside her inner thigh, and she immediately dials up John.
John's still out partying. I think John's
It's been like 20 minutes. I'd say it's been like 20 minutes.
So you answer the phone, and Tina goes,
John,
and she kind of like turns away from Faye, and like so Faye like can't hear her. She kind of like whispering. She's like,
John, I've got Faye back at your apartment. Where are you at?
Dude, I'm out partying still.
I thought you said to come back here.
Yeah, use the apartment, you know, just don't.
You're okay if I go up? Is there anything I need to know? Like,
don't bust up, just don't break anything in the place if you can.
do you have like a code or something I need to get up there, or just?
No, man, use retinal scan. All right, you're all set.
Okay, thanks. We'll be there when you get back. Thanks, John. Hey, by the way, I didn't thank you for before on stage. You did me real solid back there, and I'd let you down. But you're a good guy.
Hey, that's behind us, all right? We're turning this night around. The night is young, baby. The night is young.
Everything is in front of us now, John.
We're gonna make some money on this gig.
I'm pulling out the stops for you tonight.
You have fun. Click.
she turns back to Faye, and she just goes,
Upstairs.
she just leaves the vehicle on the curbside, takes Faye by the hand, and just leads her into the condo complex. Through the lobby, right to the elevator, stares down everybody waiting for an elevator. They take the next one right up to the top.
Heck yeah.
Back to
Nice.
John's apartment.
And they make sweet, sweet love. She roll for success. I want to know if Tina like strikes out or if Tina lands this.
Well, we're going to find out.
Sticks the landing.
We are going to do another time travel.
Okay.
Let's do a roll. Roll me some
Okay, let's do
charisma,
it.
Tina. First, you're going to roll me.
You want a charisma from Tina?
You're going to roll
Actually,
me a
can we
charisma.
both roll to see if I get with the hippie chick and if Tina gets with Faye?
Can I just say this is what D&D boils down to? Is just like nerds
Just
rolling
banging?
to see if they get laid. Yeah.
Totally.
See if
No,
they
this
get
is
laid.
totally going the way of every RPG. In The Witcher, you're either doing a mission or something, or you're doing this.
Oh, yeah. I fucked all the chicks at the club. Yeah.
Totally.
Oh, that was a good night. I don't care if my character dies tonight. He can die happy.
I think we were due for this type of night, though. We were due
Yeah,
for this
that's true.
type of game, this moment.
All right, so you guys are going to roll.
All right, so you want a charisma from Tina.
Roll me a charisma. Your target number is going to be... Okay, first of all, target number is going to be 5.
Okay.
However, you tell me the moves Tina pulls when she walks in this door, and we will supplement your roll. If I deem it...
Okay.
Interesting.
You tell me
And
what you're
then
doing.
I roll?
Yeah, no, we'll roll after.
Okay, so Tina walks up to John's door. She bends over, all 9'6" of her bends over, does a retinal scan. John's already patched her through as a guest to his apartment. The door swings open. She steps inside, doesn't take her fucking boots off at all.
As you walk in, Tina, the apartment goes, Konnichiwa! And you hear in John's voice,
Tina Bone Meals.
Tina intentionally doesn't take her boots off at all. She's breaking all the rules.
Oh, Tina, what are you doing to my place?
Because tonight is a breaking rules kind of night in John Anderson's apartment.
Tina.
And she turns to Faye. She picks her up right around her shoulders and tosses her, not too far, over onto the 3-seater couch that's only a few feet away. She shakes the chain whip out of her sleeve and it hits the floor. Tina takes her ballistic jacket off, drops it, and you can see that Tina actually didn't hang up that silk robe at all. but she was actually wearing it the entire time. And so now Tina is just wearing this silk robe, drops her pants, has one chain in hand, and strolls over to the couch wearing her boots and a silk robe with chain in hand. And she leans over and says, "What's your safe word?"
Oh, shit.
Wow.
Okay. All right, I got to do a little dice roll on my end now. So basically got to see if Faye is into this kind of thing.
I mean, I just figured that she was because she was like taken aback by the danger of Tina in general.
Okay. You got a success, which is fucking...
Yes.
She... Okay,
Wow.
Okay, so she's not sure about this. So Tina, tell me a little bit about Tina. Tell me a little bit. So Tina, are you experiencing this kind of thing? You're experienced in sort of...
Okay, so this is probably a good time to tell you guys that Tina... She makes enough money to get by Shadowrunning, but that's not really what it pales in comparison to what her actual day job is. Tina is a dominatrix.
Get the fuck out of here.
This is absolutely part of Tina's character profile.
Wow. This is unearthed.
So Tina's actual day job is being a dom.
Day job or night job?
It's a mix of both because there is no day and night for Tina really, but
Guess not.
jobs come in as they do as Shadowrunning happens. Like it might be a couple weeks between jobs, but like Tina actually works on a regular basis, multiple times a week, maybe not every day, as a dominatrix.
Oh my god. That's why the torture, hence the torture room. The extensive torture
Yes. So
room.
Tina's torture room out at the docks in her shed is actually her dominatrix.
I'm so glad I asked. So, so you can you're experienced in this whole thing. You've broken people into this lifestyle. You've dealt with people who've been into it a long time.
More important to Tina than the code of the Shadowrunner is the code of the safe word.
I'm just saying, with the one success, she's scared. She may have never actually delved into this kind of fun, but she trusts you. There was a gentleness in the way that you've handled her this far. There's a way that you threw her onto the couch. There was a little bit of strength, a little bit of power there that she knows is a little scary, but she trusts that you wouldn't do anything that would.
I love
that
how
she
you're
didn't agree with.
walking, Dan. You're becoming this professional love line.
So we're gonna start getting ad money from like places we don't want ad money from.
Jeff Bezos is definitely listening to us
I have to
somehow
explain
right
a
now.
lot to my wife, like why. So her hair's all tousled. She's sitting like up straight on the couch. There's a moment where she thinks she might want to like run or scream, but you ask like, "What's your safe word?" And she says, "Cool."
Just to be clear, your safe word is cool.
Yeah.
Good. Because it's about to get hot.
Oh man, that's perfect. Thank you for fixing that for me. That wasn't terrible.
Can we roll to see if that line works on her?
It's too late.
I'd say that line worked on me. It's definitely going to work on her. So, okay. Roll me now your charisma. I'm definitely going to give you,
Okay.
it's going to be a target number 3.
Okay. I got a 3 and a 4.
The night is
Her
fun.
clothes melt off of her
The
body.
night is indeed hot for Tina and Faye. We're going to cut to John now.
But I want to roll to see if John's coming home alone. I want this to be somewhat challenging, or if he's gonna get the hippie chick, because John's wasted.
How much coke did John take tonight?
Oh, I can't count the amount of coke.
I love it.
There were definitely moments throughout the night where John had several chances to like go home with some hot chick, but he blew it because he's just getting so tanked. And then now he's rolling to see if he could just go on a booty call from the next door neighbor.
Okay, so he blew it up to this point. You're
He blew it up to
saying
this point, then he came home, he's just wasted, he's just trying to see if he can get a little action.
Okay, so John, you walk up pale, you're sweaty faced, your bullet wound's bleeding a little bit. It's kind of the wound is opened up again. You've been a little rowdy tonight. It's kind of bleeding through your jacket, and you're across the hall from your apartment, and your forehead's up against this door.
Yeah, I should hear exactly. I should go to her apartment because I don't want to go into my own. Am I gonna? Okay, this is the choice. Do I walk into an apartment where I'm definitely gonna walk in on Tina like doing BDSM in my apartment and go to my room with the paper walls and try to just sleep it off? Or do I go to this chick's place across the way?
This is basically this is like, am I going to get another place to stay in tonight?
Yes.
Okay, so roll me, tell me a little bit about the neighbor. How about that? I want to know what she's like. What is
I
she?
think that she's a hippie chick who definitely gets around. They both know that it's a booty call.
Okay.
I think she definitely like feels a little bit bad for John. Like I feel like she's in a more of a position of power because she's an entrepreneur, sort of businesswoman. She owns some high-end shop of like clothing or something like that. Like
CBD oil.
yeah. She's got her shit together.
killing.
Like she's definitely not
killing.
like she's got her shit together and
She's from old money from 2021.
Yeah,
and her
yeah,
grandpa, her grandpa started the first CBD oil in Seattle.
Yeah, she's old money, Dogecoin.
she definitely might be there on a little bit of a trust fund, kid.
Silver
for
spoon
sure.
in mouth.
But she's definitely smarter than John, more savvy. She feels bad for John.
For sure, yeah.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna do, John. I'm gonna roll 4 dice. You're gonna roll 4 dice. Target number 4.
Yeah, because here's the thing.
It's a Tuesday night.
He's so wasted that like this is gonna be tough.
It's a Tuesday night.
Yeah.
So you're on her apartment door, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
John is like lifting up a weak fist,
Just a limp wrist.
a limp wrist. He's just almost exhausted.
Roll for your
like-
strength of wrist.
Charisma or what am I using?
Yeah, charisma. I'm gonna do 4 dice for target number 4. You roll your charisma for target number 4.
Well, I have 2 charisma. Okay. Target number 4.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
One success.
1 success. All right, let's see here.
One success for John.
2 successes.
Oh, no.
John, you knock.
Your knuckles just drag across.
You knock, and nothing. You don't hear anything, and
She's getting banged by some other guy in there. You should roll for that.
She's
dude.
actually in the room with Tina and Faye.
that's amazing. John, roll me 1 dice.
1 versus a 4.
Yep. Oh, you rolled a 1. John, you knock, and before your 3rd knock, the door actually opens. You've woken her up like she was like asleep. It's like 2 a.m.
Yeah.
And she's like, "What the fuck, John?"
What's happening? What's going on?
It's a wave of just like stale sweat and booze and like stripper perfume like waft into her apartment. Yeah, and you're like, you look the weakest John has ever looked, like just like physically weak.
You start walking into her apartment, mouth breathing.
I lost a lot of blood tonight.
Yeah, when you're talking, you're like kind of gagging your words, like, "How you doing?" Like, you're like leaning against her door, but you're like wagging back and forth, like about to fucking fall into her apartment. And she just kind of like closes the door slowly on you. She goes, "Go to bed, John." And she just closes the door on John. You hear the bolt. You hear multiple bolts. You never heard this many bolts lock on her door.
four deadbolts just.
John, roll me. John, roll me.
John is gonna puke.
Yeah, roll me a body roll.
Roll a body.
Target number 4.
Okay, I have 4 body.
Oh, nice.
2
John,
successes.
you catch the vomit in your throat. It just
I
gets.
keep the puke down. Yeah, John's a professional at getting wasted. If anything he's gonna do right tonight, it's he could handle it.
Not a drop hits the nice suede carpet of this 2053 floor.
And then you walk into your apartment. First of all,
So gross. I can smell the fuck den.
You can smell the troll sex.
everyone on the floor can smell a troll musk.
The fire alarms start going off. Just like everyone has to evacuate the building.
But you know what? But I think it's funny that John's so used to like a frat like atmosphere that he's like, whatever. He's just like, yes. And he like goes to sleep. He's just like, Tina, nice.
So John, you walk in the fucking front door, and Tina's like ballistic jacket is just like peeled off and like laying right in front of the doorway, and you just see huge mud footprints through your apartment, all over your carpet.
That
You see
definitely pisses me off a little bit.
You
But
see boot prints. One braced up on like on a wall, like a smear. Another one like stomping on all the cushions of the
on
couch.
the ceiling, the heel marks on the ceiling.
Right now, you're like a sex forensics expert. You could see all the positions she's banged this chick in,
Right.
for where her feet were and her huge leg span as she's like changing positions on shit. And at this point, it's quiet. The apartment's quiet. Your door to your bedroom is closed. You know Faye is closed because you saw her earlier, but these designer clothes are just like strewn in a trail.
I should have a guest bedroom though. I should have a guest bedroom. Are they fucking in my bedroom?
Well, we don't know.
Well, you tell me,
I
Dan.
think it might be. Yeah, I think I'll tell you. No, they're definitely in John's bedroom.
What?
Well, it's Faye, man. She's not a guest bedroom kind of gal. She's a master
All right,
bedroom.
all right. I'm gonna let it slide. All right, I'm gonna let it slide because he's bro proud. He's bro proud, so he's gonna let it slide.
The way
John's gonna hit the couch. John's gonna hit the couch tonight. He's not even going to the guest bedroom. He's hitting the couch.
You're not even gonna check in?
The way the night changed.
You gotta check in.
I mean, I have to
John.
check in. Yeah, definitely.
You gotta go open your bedroom door.
I gotta open the bedroom door. Fine, I'm opening it.
You tell me, would John peek in there or no?
John would definitely peek to see what happened. I think he more would just go in there because he's like, thinks he can go to sleep. He's in a fog.
You're drunk. Yeah.
You open the door, John, and you see, you're not sure if this was out of courtesy or what. All the sheets have been pulled off your mattress, and they're both like snuggled together in the sheets on the floor.
I'm just gonna be like,
Tina's boots are off, and they're actually sitting nicely outside your door of your room.
I'm gonna give like a thumbs up, and then I'm just gonna hit the couch.
Are you asleep, Tina?
Tina's not asleep at all.
No. Oh, wow.
Absolutely not. Tina is on the floor, wrapped up in these sheets. Faye is asleep, being the little spoon behind Tina.
This episode's gotten so
Deviant.
intimate.
Tina glances over to John and just gives a big old shit-eating grin on her face. Gives it a thumbs up. She's like fucking pumped. Like this night could not have turned around more of 180.
John's hit the couch and he's clapping off the lights.
Oh. I love the clap.
Very
off.
late 80s.
Yes.
It's like, good night, John.
And then it says, good night. And then in John's voice, Tina.
Good night.
Tina bone meal.
Thank you for listening to Pink Fohawk. You can check out new episodes every 2 weeks. Until then, please like, tell your friends, follow us on Instagram, do the whole thing. Thanks again for giving us your time. It's the most precious commodity any person has. Pink Fohawk theme created by Collin Ruffino. You can find links to his website in the description below, along with credits for other songs used in this episode. Thank you for listening. We'll see you next time.
Tina, she leans down and like she looks at the one boot that's already untied, and she starts unlacing the other boot as well, and she takes him off. And you've heard of ingrown toenails before, but what her big toe on the right foot is not ingrown into itself, but the toenail's ingrown into the second toe next to it. It like arced around and like embedded into the toenail on that.
Sorry, this foot talk is grossing me out.